Morning, Blue Moonies. We are taking off today. It's a beautiful place, but places like this, there's just not a whole lot to do. So, I mean, you could stay here for a long time, just chill out and relax. But we're gonna try get to Tioman today and see if there's any available spaces in the marina there. It should only be about 8 hours from this island, probably even less, depending on currents and winds and stuff. So I don't think there's much wind today. There'll be a lot of motoring. There'll be a lot of motoring from now on, I think. It's kind of the transitional period. But yeah, it's a beautiful little place.
Time when my world was filled with darkness, darkness, darkness. And I stopped dreaming, now I'm supposed to fill it up with something, something, something.
This is what you do when it's really hot and you're so bored on passage.
Body I knew before, long, long ago. Now I'm still trying to make my mind
should really be tied to that board.
Am I free or am I tied up?
Put your leg strap on.
I change shapes just to hide in this place, but I'm still
yeah, he dropped
animal.
rope, so.
Nobody knows it but me when I shift. Yeah, I shift. I'm still an animal.
So today is stinking hot. I jumped in the water, went for a bit of a sup in the water, and it's so smoky. We've seen a few cargo ships cruise by really close for no particular reason. We had to actually alter course, but it's so smoky we can't see
this beautiful island.
This beautiful island that everyone says is beautiful when you arrive.
It's a bit disappointing because like the approach is meant to have like these kind of twin peak jobbies and
donkey ears. They call them the donkey ears.
Yeah, it's meant to be really beautiful, but it's just like the last 3 or 4 days have been foggy, smoky, glary, and you can't, the visibility like in the distance is terrible.
I wonder if it's smoke from fires in Borneo or smoke from fires on mainland Malaysia. You never know.
There is no breeze. It is so hot. It's disgusting.
We're hoping we can get into this marina. They've actually did a survey a few years ago on that anchorage, and they found old bed springs and shipwrecks and things that your anchor just gets fouled up on, and there's actually a company, a dive center there that goes out and rescues your anchor for you. Hopefully we don't have any problems like that while we're here, and we're hoping for calm conditions with the light winds.
With some breeze. The thing I'm most excited about being in Tioman is it's a duty-free port, and while it's not as cheap as elsewhere, it's certainly the cheapest we're going to be encountering since Indonesia for the past year. Red wine, and you know, I'm not even ashamed to buy it by the cask.
How many litres are you allowed?
5?
5 litres of wine.
I'm all over it. Per month, per person, per passport. Coming into the anchorage here, and in fact, even all of today and yesterday, you can see how much life is around. Like there's bird life, there's schools of fish, there's birds feeding, we've seen turtles. It's just like...
It's all protected here too.
Yeah, there's lots of marine parks around here, so a lot of these areas are protected, and you can see that it makes a difference. Like, yeah, it's just a huge difference from, you know, the Java Sea, the Bali Sea, and even southern South China Sea, like way low. It's kind of nice. Lots of plastic around still, but still lots of fish life. And we're kind of wondering how people get around on this island. When you zoom in on Google Maps on your phone, I can't really see any roads. So maybe lots of people use water taxis, or I'm not really sure. Alright, me with my silly hat, and we're gonna go check in. Yeah, I hope we got the right documents: passports, our clearance document from Savannah, and our work document. I just did like a kind of lock on the boat, put the iPad away and whatever. Got some water, and hopefully this mooring ball holds. Adorable! Cute.
Very cute little marina.
Just cutting a fat lap. Today, just now.
Just now, yeah. I'm just checking in to what time? 3.
Yeah?
3 o'clock.
We got a little lost getting here, so digging into the marina and kind of like walked out of the marina grounds and then along the main road and then back into the ferry terminal. Harbour Master, the man himself, checking us in. Yeah, and now, yeah, so we got a little lost finding this office, and then we're going to speak to this lady just over here afterwards to see if we can maybe find space in the marina, possibly. And then we're going to get some food and a beer. Important. So because it is 4:45, I don't think the time's changed. I'm pretty sure it's still 4:45. Everyone's like kind of closed down for the day. So we were able to check in with the harbour master and like kind of complete the port clearance, but now we have to do something with immigration, which doesn't really make sense because we've already checked into Malaysia, but whatever. So now we're just sitting in a random building with nobody, waiting for the guy to rock up to do whatever he's got to do. It's his office, immigration sign. So yeah, I'm pretty keen to go have some food and a beer. Anyway, we've sweet talked ourselves into a marina berth. I'll bet it's only temporary. They're going to put us not on the emergency dock, but the next one in, which is like for people doing repairs and whatever, which we are not. But she's like, oh, maybe only like 3 days, or depending on if it needs. As long as nobody comes in that needs the space. So yeah, that's what's going down. Alrighty, so we've got like literally the ferry terminal on the main street of town and the airport on the main street of town. So when we first anchored the boat, picked the mooring up, I noticed this tiny little propeller plane taking off. Oh my god, it would have fit like 6 people max. But immigration, we hung around there for about 45 minutes, sitting on the tiles in the aircon, and it's all closed up, and we waited, and we went back and asked them, was someone going to come and help us or check us in or whatever, and they said, oh no, come back tomorrow. So we're just gonna go back tomorrow, and now we're gonna go find ourselves a place to eat. And I wanted to check out the duty-free shop here and kind of scope out what my vino options are. Probably limited in an average, but I'm excited nonetheless. And we're gonna go to try and find this restaurant that our cruiser friends told us about. It's called Seaview Restaurant. It's like a little Chinese thing. And yeah, we're gonna eat there. There's no Seaview. So, like many of you watching, I'm sure you remember those little candy or little lollies that you had as a kid, and they were called fads, and they were like little cigarettes, and you'd like walk around when you were 3 being like, I'm snaking. But they're not allowed anymore, at least. Maybe they're allowed, but they're called something different. And they're kind of not marketed like they were, which was like as if they were cigarettes. But over here, you can get like all these things that in Australia and probably the States and elsewhere would just be like, no, that's terrible. Like this is lighter candy, so kids can pretend they're lighting, you know, their fad, or their fag, their pretend cigarette. They used to be called fags, that's right. And then we've got like M&Ms or whatever, but they're in like a pill packet. So so you've got like lighters and pill packets, but they're all lollies, so they're for like kids to pretend.
It's not a thing anymore else, is it?
No, you're not allowed. It's not a very Malaysian beer, but it's a beer and it's cold. And cheers, my love.
Cheers.
Chink.
Everyone's been really nice here so far. And it's got a really relaxed vibe. It's very peaceful. Clean. There's actual recycling bins here.
Labelled how to recycle them.
Labelled how to recycle. Good vibe so far.
Yeah, we met an Aussie couple just in the duty free. I didn't film in the duty free shop, but we'll be going back, so don't worry. There's lots of backpackers around. I think on other little alcoves and whatever, there's like backpackery areas. So I don't know how to get there, and but I think tomorrow we're going to hire a scooter. My favourite. This is my most favourite Indonesian or Southeast Asian vegetable, which is kangkung. And it's just like a stalky, it's a water spinach, and it's delicious, and they always cook it in like oyster sauce and soy sauce and lots of garlic and onion, and it's so delicious. And then Dylan has ordered, what is it? Prawns? In sweet and sour prawns. Look how big they are. Thanks, people that we can't remember the name of. His name was Clayton.
Is it?
Yeah, not Clayton. Maybe? Oh, I don't remember. And her name was Jennifer or Janine or Jenny or something. What was her boat called? Anyway, good tip, guys, if you're ever watching this, which I know you're not. Good morning. So this morning we are going to move across into the marina. So it's just like literally next door. But we're really surprised to have like a really calm night here. We heard so much about this bay being like particularly rolly and really shitty to anchor in, but we picked up that mooring ball and, you know, quite close into shore. I think we're only in like 4 meters of water, and like so flat as a tack all night, which is like, yeah, so it makes such a difference. So trying to finish off this episode. I've been a little bit slack this week. Dylan started editing the latest episode, which doesn't happen very often, and I knew that I needed to like finish it off, and I just haven't. So I don't know what the internet's like for upload capability, so once I finish off this episode I'm probably going to be stuck at the computer trying to get it to upload on our Sims, so we'll see how that goes. After a night on anchor with a surprisingly sound sleep, we manoeuvred Blue Moon into the safety of Tioman Marina. The marina staff were kind enough to let us stay on the emergency dock while it wasn't being used. It gave us a chance to complete some chores and wash the decks. What we originally thought was fog or cloud turned out to be smoke from the fires all the way over in Kalimantan blanketing the sky. It was sad to imagine the pristine wilderness we'd so recently enjoyed was burning. The grey days made us feel a little less guilty for editing content and delaying our explorations, but it eventually came time to find some wheels and get out and about. Tioman Island is a modest tourist hotspot, attracting divers and those after a super quiet and relaxed getaway. As with many Malaysian islands along the east coast, this is a popular destination for Singaporeans and those from mainland Malaysia. We were pleasantly surprised by the island's eco-conscious feel. They even had recycling bins on the main street. Since we were so close to the airstrip, we were unable to fly the drone, which is a real shame because looking up at the peaks of the island's interior was pretty special. The dense rainforest towering above had a real King Kong feel. In fact, in the 1970s, Time magazine voted Tioman as one of the world's most beautiful islands. With grey smoke dulling the sky, I know our footage simply doesn't do this place justice. That's all for this episode. Thanks to everyone who's been reaching out to us over the last few months. We love to hear from you. Next time we'll be exploring Tioman's underwater world and hiking across the island's jungle interior in search of tropical beaches.
She may contain the urge to run away, but hold her down with soggy clothes and breeze blocks. Germaline, disinfect the seam, my love, love.
So we just got back and we got some laundry done. Put it in yesterday afternoon and we just like picked it up on our walk back from dinner. And anyway, so we've just pulled it all out and we're unpacking it, and they've folded our underwear into these like perfect little parcels. Check this out.
Parcel.
It's adorable. Here's another one. It's like folded into itself. Here's another one. Dylan's. These are Dylan's folded into these. It's so exciting. Who knew? It's like an underwear burrito. Who knew you could get so excited about folded underwear?